Hi everyone, we are waiting for the world number one Elevenil to join us right now. I think she is here. I'm trying to go live with her at the moment. Well, I'm waiting for her to join me in this
Hello,
conversation,
ma'am.
and here she is. Hello, Ella. Would you like to adjust your iPad or your
Yeah.
phone a little bit?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
I think
Are
this
you
is
feeling
fine.
good, comfortable for the chat?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All good for the
So,
chat.
yeah, and you're looking very good as well.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So, and right. So let's divide it in this way that for the first maybe 15 or 20 minutes, I will do a conversation with you, and then we'll take questions. And I'll maybe you can also see those questions. I'll put those questions across to you, and then in the end, we'll do a rapid fire, and wherein I'll ask you about your
Okay, sure.
favorite stars and you know the
Okay,
things
sure.
that you like to do.
Okay, fine,
Okay,
done.
it's been okay. Let me start. It's been over a month of lockdown now, and we've all been mostly at home. And though I have been going to work, but many of you had to stay home because there has been no access to your range facilities. So, how have you been spending that time?
I just got struck. So, can you please
No
repeat your
problem.
question?
Yeah, the thing is, for the last 1 month, more than 1 month now, we've been under lockdown, and most of you guys have not managed to go to your facilities to train. You've been homebound. So, how have you been spending this time?
So, I think I'm spending this time, spending a lot of time with my family. I mean, it's been a long time since, I've been home for this long. So, I'm just utilizing
Mm-hmm.
the time to recover. I'm working on my recovery as well. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
spending time with family and recovery is all about this lockdown.
There are a lot of people who are saying that lockdown, this is a time to develop a new skill, do something new, learn something new about yourself, maybe. Is there anything that you have kind of discovered about you in this period?
Yes, actually, I really had this fear for going into the kitchen and making something, but no,
Mm-hmm.
right now I'm trying to learn few things, that would be helping me out if I'm staying alone somewhere. So I'm learning cooking right
Right,
now.
and while traveling also.
Yes, while traveling also.
So do you think that from now on, travels are also going to become a little easier because now that you have this new skill, you will be able to integrate your new skill in the travels as well?
Yes, I think I mean there would be now an extra baggage of just food essentials for me that I would require when I'll be traveling so that I'll be able to make up things. So yeah.
Tell me, now that you're home, what about shooting? Have you made a makeshift range at your home, and how have you been honing your skill?
So it's not much of shooting right now. It's just like 1 hour session a day, and it's more on working on the basic like the strength and working on the cardio part more rather than training. So we
Mm-hmm.
are just working on the basics right now. So I don't have a range at home, so maybe I'm just waiting for the lockdown to open so that I can go to the nearest place and train.
And when you say basics, what are those basics that you have in mind? Do you get like a series of things to work on from Gun for Glory? Do you get a schedule for a week or for a day to break up your day pretty much, and then you report back? How does it go?
So yeah, I'm in constant touch with my coach. So we usually talk on daily basis and work on what needs to be done, what needs to be improved,
Mm-hmm.
which I had been working on the past 2 years. So we usually take up my small points and try to work on it for 1 week
Mm-hmm.
and see how it's improving. So that's how we have been working on for the past 1 month.
And how difficult is it, the remote conversation, the everything going online, and you're not being able to physically interact go over to her, speak to her, and having been in this virtual space?
I don't think it's really difficult because, the past 2 years, it has been for me like more and competitions and camps. So I think I'm kind of used to this having the video calls and the phone calls over with her. So I think it's not that difficult for me, not nor for her, because we constantly are in touch and we discuss whatever is going on.
Okay, Ella, let me ask our viewers if they can hear us clearly, see us clearly. If you guys are able to hear me and Ella clearly, can you just give us a thumbs up? We'll wait for those while we maybe keep talking. Tell us, how is it like being in this space of world number one? Does it really cross your mind at times that, well, I am the world number one, and being here is pretty special?
No, definitely being on the world number one position is pretty special for me because, I mean, it is special for everyone who is on the world number one position. But I don't think it never crossed my mind like that. So yeah, it's special, and I'm looking forward to keep it constant.
What would you say is more difficult, reaching there or remaining there in the world number one slot in that
I think
category?
remaining on that position would be more difficult. I mean, maintaining that position because reaching there once, I think it can be done by anyone. But then staying on the top, I think it would require double the skills what a person would have been putting up to go to the first position.
Interesting, you talk about skills. What are these skills that you need to now adapt to remain at world number one? Because you already have a certain skill set that has taken you to the world number one position. And what is it now that you got to learn to be there and maybe, in a way, compete with yourself?
So I think it's more of improving my own self in a much better way. So what I have learned in the past 2 years, I mean the past time when I have whatever I have learned, I think bettering each and every skill from the slightest and the smallest part of it. So I think that would be my perspective of staying on a better place.
If you were to ask from yourself the top 5 things that I need to work on, what will those be?
I think the first and the most important thing for me, and what I have been taught from my starting, is that I just have to focus on my basics. So it's more and more about basics since the start for me. So I think that is one of the most important and crucial part for every shooter, I feel. I mean, every shooter or every athlete, staying to the basics and focusing on the basics and taking it through. So I think basic is one of the important points. And as you know, of shooting, it's more of a mind game. So mind training and even core strength, physical strength of the body. So I think everything is important in it.
Now that you are in a lockdown and everything is in a pause, this period, would you say that it is better because this is a time that you can plan and prepare better, or would you say that it is taking away from your vital preparation time?
No, I don't think so. See, we had a different plan for the year, and now suddenly things have changed, and it's not only for us. It's like throughout the world. I mean, there's a lockdown throughout the world. People are in their houses, so I think this is a good time to reschedule everything and start from the basic, work from the basic, and get to the core of whatever we have been trying to work on. So I think it is a good period, good opportunity for every one of us to work on the basics.
Right, and being home, being away from the ranges, does that working on the basic help? Are you being able to work on your basics?
Yes, I'm kind of working. I'm working more on my recovery and my physical strength. So yes, for me, it has been a good lockdown period so far. I've been trying to improve what all I have. I mean, I'm trying to catch up with the things that I was not able to for the past 2 years, like studying and then reading. So I think yeah, it's been going good so far.
One of the viewers here has been asking us to put on masks, but I can only tell him that we are socially distanced. We are in two different cities. We are not even meeting each other. We are in our respective drawing rooms. So please
Yes.
don't worry about us exposing ourselves to each other. We are not. But you be safe, whoever you are. Ella, you are the world number one, but we do know that if the Olympics were to happen in 2020, you wouldn't have taken part because there were other two ladies who had qualified in your category. Now, this period when everything goes topsy-turvy, does that give you a hope that in 2021, if the Olympic does happen, you may get a chance?
So I think it is more dependent on the association. They know what's the best for the country, who is best for the country representing, I mean, representing the country at such a big platform. So I think whatever would be their decision, I think it would be best for all of us.
Mm-hmm. So many people are very concerned about putting on a mask. Someone says, put on a mask, we don't want to lose you, Ella. Yeah, and that is a funny comment. You won't be losing Ella. But, the thing is, I'm really intrigued to know, next time when you go onto a range, will you be putting on a mask? Will you try shooting with a mask?
I think definitely I'll not try shooting with a mask, but then, yeah, I'll be maintaining all the precautions so that, even if, there should not be a spread and to control the spread as well of this virus.
And how much do you think sport itself is going to change post this corona pandemic? Because we are all used to seeing sport, practicing sport in a certain way. How much will all of that change?
I think there might be a vast change in all of the sports, not only our sport, because there would be more of social distancing that would be maintained for the coming years, and then there might be more of, but there would be more of cleanliness that would be maintained in every possible way by every possible people, so that there would be no such outcome in the coming time coming time after.
Do you think shooting then is already at an advantage because you don't really have to physically be close to another shooter, and it is also non-contact sport?
Yes, I think it is, but let's see, let's see how things change. I mean, we have to wait and see, I think.
Mm-hmm. And how early do you think? Also, do you think that shooting is one sport? Shooting, chess, golf. These are sports which doesn't require contact. Might begin earlier than the other sports like football, cricket, hockey, which require active contact with
I think
players.
again it depends on how the situation goes, how big the outbreak of this virus is, because we cannot only keep sports in our mind. We have to keep the health of all the athletes in the mind, and think in a certain manner. So I think again we have to wait and watch for how everything goes on in the upcoming weeks.
I just saw a very interesting question pop up, whether the online shooting competitions will be the order of the day and how big they are going to become.
I have no clue. There was this online competition held some days before. Even I did get some invitations for that. Even I really wanted to play it, but because of not availability of a range, I couldn't. But I think there would be more of such competitions in which the exposure would be on a bigger level, and maybe I think maybe it can be the next era of shooting or any sports. I mean, individual sport.
There's another question that popped up, and I need to ask you this. This gentleman asks, is Ella out of gadgets? Doesn't Ella interact with gadgets much because she needs to protect her eye?
I really don't know how to answer this one, but then no, I have a particular period of time throughout the day in which I'll be using a gadget according to my schedule. So I think 2 or 3 hours a day of gadget use is fine. So yeah,
Right. So you demarcate that time during the day that this is the time I'm going to use the gadget.
Yes, this is the particular amount of time I would be using the gadgets. Yes.
And does your coach also monitor that you are using your gadget at this point of time, and
Yes,
that's
yes.
the time she needs to talk to you and not more than that, so that you get a
Yeah,
proper
even
sleep
sometimes
time,
I
gadget.
get, sometimes I get scoldings that, I'm not replying to the messages, but then I have to clarify that, I'm so sorry. I was doing some
Hmm.
other work and I was busy with
Hmm.
some other work. So yeah, there are times that, like particular period of times when I use the phone.
Okay, and I really have to ask you this question. Have you ever been scolded by Gagan sir?
Ever
This
been
one,
scolded by
Shubham
Gagan sir?
Khandelwal. Shubham Khandelwal wants to know.
Uh, Ever been scolded by Gagan sir? No, I don't think so. I've been ever been scolded by Gagan sir. I've always been guided by him.
Okay, and so if you have been guided by him, what is the best guidance or word of advice that Gagan has given you?
So there's lots of things that I've been learning from him, patience and lots of things about shooting. I've been learning to him lots of new things what I was not aware about. So yeah, there's been a lot of things of learnings from him that
Mm-hmm.
I've been getting.
Well, in terms of shooting, is there anything particular that Gagan likes to do that you would like to emulate?
So he always sits back and observes me whatever I'm doing, and it has really helped me out in the past times because I've seen an improvement in my shooting. So yeah, that is one thing
When he is
I
there,
really when he is there. Yes, yes.
are you extra motivated to do well
I'm always extra
when he's
conscious, I
around?
think. So yeah, it's been really good being with him.
Okay, I think there was a question about Olympic quota. Ella, what does it really require to win an Olympic quota?
Um, uh, uh, it's just I think it's not an Olympic quota. Possibly it's more of your willpower and your heart to win that particular thing. I mean, let it be a medal, let it be a sport or anything. It's just your heart and the willpower that matters to win. I mean, it's not particularly a quota. No one goes to win a quota. That particularly goes so that they can show their willpower and their heart on they really want something that bad.
Okay, there's another one. How do you maintain your patience to play matches? How do you work on
I
your patience? It's a key skill.
Yes, I think it is a very important skill in shooting. I mean, being patient when things are going really good or things are not going good. So I think working on the mind training part would really help a person in maintaining their patience level and being calm whenever required.
Mm-hmm. Your journey to the Indian team. This is something I think
Ah.
everyone wants to know, Ella, your journey to the Indian team, because in a way, the age that you are in and the way you have shot and the way you have been fast tracked into the team, what really helped you to get to the team so fast and so early? Since the time you were discovered from the talent hunt program in Gujarat to being in the team, it's not been long. It's been about 3 years, and in 3 years, you're a top gun. You're world number one. How have the entire process been fast tracked?
I think it's from the starting. I mean, when I started back in Sanskar Dham in 2014 with Neha ma'am, I think we have been working on since then, since from each and every small aspect that we find, every small problem that
Hmm.
we had encountered. I think everything have
Hmm.
pushed me in some or the other way,
Hmm.
to perform myself and to be to believe in me and to be what I am. So I think it's
Hmm.
all that small things that have made me go till such a level.
Okay, what is the best part about of being a shooter?
We get to travel a lot for the competition, different countries. So
Okay.
that is like, according to me, that is one of the best part of shooting.
There's also another question. What kind of mind training do you do?
So What kind of mind training do we do? So there is more of, meditation part and, breathing exercises. So not lot of yoga, but then a part of it.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's all the mind training that we do.
Uh, okay, there's an interesting question. Any awkward fan moment that you've had till now?
Awkward fan moment. Uh, I don't really encounter any such awkward because it's always been good for me. I mean, people coming and, they wanting to know me. So it's never been awkward.
Okay. And inspiration quotes that you always carry with yourself, or quotes that you would like to go back to time and again.
So it's just one thing, I think, believe in yourself. I mean, I've been constantly told this by my coaches. So, that I have to believe in myself, I think that is one thing I would always take with me.
Hmm. There's one viewer who asks, why rifle and not pistol? When was the decision taken and why?
So I really, back when I started, did just for fun in, I think, 2013. I really didn't know like there were two things, rifle and pistol. I was just introduced to rifle. And since the first time I held a rifle, I knew, I want to stick to rifle, not pistol. So it's always been rifle.
And what about the rifle that eludes you, that makes you connect to it more than any other, perhaps sports equipment?
I don't know. It just feels so good. I just feel so connected when I hold my rifle in my hand. I mean, it's all me. It's just me when I'm there. So I think that is the best part.
Also, Ella, I want to ask you, from the time you started shooting, if I'm not wrong, 2017 till now, have you changed your gun in the sense there are varieties of gun that are available in the market. So have the specifications of your gun changed from then to now?
I don't really think. I think I got my rifle in 2016, and I just got my barrel and my action changed. I think so. The stock is the same since then.
Did
Because
you did you
really,
start shooting with a did you start shooting with a baby barrel and then move to a bigger
uh,
barrel as
No,
time progressed?
I had a different weapon back then. It was a sharing weapon with me and one of my friend when we started back in Sanskardam. Later on, I got my own weapon in 2016. There was this accident. There was this my weapon got broken in one of my travel when I was returning from Germany, I think. So I had to change my barrel after that, just the barrel. So yeah, that was
One
one
of the
time when I got
things
to change my barrel.
one of the things every young shooter would like to know, at what point in time should he or she invest in a rifle, because rifle is an investment, is a heavy investment. So at what point in time of his or her shooting career should one go into this investment?
So I think if they are doing good and if they feel that this is what they want to do and this is really going to help them out. I mean, getting a rifle for their own personal use is going to really help them out. So I think they should go for it. There is no particular time as such for it because I got it. I think after I played my first nationals. So I don't think there's a particular time to get a rifle.
Do you like gadgets as much as Gagan does?
No, but I do like buying them. I do get lots of gadgets
That's
seeing
that's
him.
that, that's what the question. There's a question that pops up right now. Apart from shooting, what do you
Yeah.
like to do?
So I like to read. I mean, there was a time back when I was really into books. I used to read. I used to complete books in like 3 4 days. So yeah, I mean, reading books was one of my really favorite hobby. But then later, because of traveling and all, I really couldn't get that much time because of more of competitions and training. So yeah, I really like reading book and working out.
Any other female athlete you look up to, you think that you would you would like to model yourself after her?
I think I'm I'm looking on myself right now. I mean, I really didn't look up to anyone right now.
When you started out, did you have a role model? No.
No, not actually.
But you always wanted to do sports. Did you think that you will have a life in sport?
I really wanted to do in sports. I mean, I mean, since my childhood, it's always been and sports in my life. So I really knew I wanted to do something in sports, not in academics or anything.
You always wanted to be a sports person.
I always wanted to be a sports person.
And what did your parents say? Did they not tell you that studies first and then sports? Because sports as a career can be quite uncertain.
I'm really surprised they never told me this because, you know, both my parents are PhD holders and they never really ever told me that, you know, you should not do sports and you should focus on your academics. Even now, they've never ever pressurized me to study. So I think that is one thing that has always motivated me to do the thing that I like. So,
Mm-hmm.
no.
You've stayed much of your life in Gujarat, and then when the Project Leap happened, you moved to Chennai, if I'm not mistaken. You moved cities. How was it like? You know, you are very young, and you moved out of home very young. How was adjusting to, you know, all of this? A, to your sport, which was tough competition any which way, and then, you know, moving out of your home.
So I think the Project Leap happened in 2017, and that was the time this range in Chennai was. I got to know about the range in Chennai, which GFG had newly taken over. So I think moving down to Chennai was not really a change for me because I've been to Chennai so many times. But then staying in Chennai for this long period of time, I think I started to like Chennai now because I'm starting to miss Chennai. Because the center there, I've been training there for the past 2 years and I'm really used to the environment there. I'm used to everything there. So I think, yeah, it's been a
Someone
good thing.
asks you actually, best thing you like about Chennai. One of the viewers is asking.
Uh, Possibly the food because, you know, being from a South Indian family and staying in Chennai, I think the food is one thing I really love about Chennai.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you know, being in a team, being a part of a team, how does that, you know, pan out for you? Though shooting is an intensive sport, individual sport, yet you're part of a team. How does that how do those dynamics play out?
So I think at the end of the day, we all are playing for our country. So we all are the part of the same team, Team India. So I think it's just about you know pushing each other and you know motivating each other to perform their better part.
Mm-hmm. And what do you when you go out to shoot together? What do you tell each other?
So it's never really about shooting if we are out of the lane. It's more about fun and being together and spending time. So I really don't think we converse more about shooting outside the lane. And in the lane, it's just, you know, it's just who we are. So
What
really,
about what about competition? What about competition between you girls to, you know, make the cut for the Olympic Games, gain the national berth, all of that? Because sport is intense.
Yeah, I think the competition is really intense, but that is the best part. I mean, you know, we all are pushed ourselves to do the best of what we can. So I think that's a really good part of being in such a wonderful team.
Mm-hmm. But have you been on the receiving end ever? Because competition is so intense. Have you ever felt that, you know, for some reason there have been things that you didn't like or didn't, you know, align with your energies, and you had to go back to your coach, ask for help? Because shooting at one level is a physical sport, and at another level is also a mental sport.
I think after every match, the first person whom I have ever called is my coach and, you know, talked about whatever is happening or whatever had happened during the match. So I think their inputs in whatever I do is like the most crucial part. So I think getting back to them is what making me push myself more ahead because they have always been motivating me, always been supporting me, and you know being my pillar of strength. So I think that's the best thing.
Um, Ella, what I do understand is that when you are in the Indian shooting team, you have the Indian shooting coach. You have a personal coach as well. Do their training schedules match, align, or do you have a different training schedule when you are with the Indian team and a different one when you are working for Project Leap? And if they conflict, how do you manage the conflict?
So usually in the Indian team, we have a proper schedule for us. It's been given to us. But working on the schedule is, we try to include both the things. I mean, I try to include the inputs from my personal coach as well as from my national coach, and to make a better schedule. I mean, from both their views. So it's like working together. It's more of working together rather than working in a particular way.
There was I think, a technical question that popped up just now. What if a weapon broke before a competition? How do you manage that?
So usually nowadays I carry two weapons with me because I've already experienced one such situation when my weapon broke before a competition. So I think there would be people around to help you out if you're in a national competition. There would be someone who would be ready to give up their weapon, or ready to help you up in repairing your weapon. So I think it's not really a thing.
And before the competition, before you go into the range, what is the preparation? What does your preparation regimen look like?
It's more of, sitting and thinking what I'll be doing after the competition. Because
Oh, do you think about after the competition? What is going to happen after the competition?
possibly I would be eating something or grabbing something. That would be the thing going on in my mind. But then, yeah, it's
Okay.
more for me. It's more of,
But isn't that a
working.
distraction if you're thinking about what you're going to be eating, what you're going to be doing after the
No, I think
competition?
that would distract me from focusing on. I mean, distracting me from that situation. So I think before the competition, it's more of going deep in ourselves, and just doing some lots of self talking, and trying remembering what all we have done. So it's more of that.
I had done an interview with Saina Nehwal before she won her Olympic medals in 2012. And she said in the lead up to the Olympic Games, in the lead up to her training, for about few years, she did not have her favorite food, which is ice cream. Do you have to give up on any such food that you really like because there is a goal that you want to achieve?
Yes, I think I've stopped all my sugar intake. I don't remember, I mean, since I think 2, 3 years it's been. I do get some of the cheat days in which I'm allowed to eat. So, yeah,
And do you
that
have
is a good
cravings?
thing. I get a lot of cravings. I do get a lot of cravings, and I immediately tell my coach, what, this is what is happening. And they'll be like, oh, it'll be fine. Just give it some time. So, yeah, I do have all this thing, all this stuff's going on with my coach.
Yeah, and apart from your coach, do you discuss with anyone else within the team? Is there a support system that you already have in place within the team or even outside the team? Maybe a group of girls that you connect with some other people who are maybe not a part of the shooting fraternity.
Not really. I'm close to my brother, so I usually call him up if there is any such thing. It's more of it's more for me, like with my coaches and all.
Have you ever cheated on your diet? There's a question that's popping up right now.
I get cheat days. Yes, I have cheated sometimes. I do get cheat days, particular number of days. So yeah, there are this particular number of days when I get to cheat.
And now that you are in a lockdown phase, do you have to be more disciplined than you are during the times that you train? Because there is less of physical training and more of probably mental training, recovery. So is the discipline much more? Is it much harder?
I think yes, because staying in the house for like throughout the day, and not able to do anything, not able to go out. I think yes, it is more of discipline now, following a good routine, because once the lockdown lifts up, I think it would be more difficult for us to get back in the routine if we are not doing the same thing. So
Mhm.
yeah, I try to
There's a
follow my routine.
there's a question I have to ask you. This gentleman who's asking, is the government doing enough for the sport of shooting? Is the sport of shooting healthy at this point of time? What do you think?
I think yes, shooting is one of a really influential sport right now. It's been coming up good. There have been lots and lots of awareness about the game being spread by lots of people. So I think yes, and the government is trying to do their best on what they can do for not only our sport, for every sport as well.
And how many hours of practice do you really put in every day? Even now when you are not going to the range?
So now it's more of, as I told you, just the basic training. So I hardly train for an hour a day, an hour or two. It's more of, for me, it's more of physical fitness right now.
There's a question that popped up. Do you have to pay the customs to carry your weapon
Not the
abroad?
customs, no, not the customs. No, never for the customs.
Do you guys have to do a carnet to get your,
Sorry?
to take your, do you have to do a carnet, CARNET? Because when we travel with equipment, we have to do something called a carnet. Do you need a
Okay.
carnet to take your equipment to another country and get it back?
Yeah, we need to do a customs checkup. There's just a checkup by the customs. We
Customs
check
check.
the number of the weapon. If we are taking the same weapon, we need to get a certificate from NRAI. And so there's this customs checkup. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now that you're in a lockdown phase and pretty much everything is at a stop, what is it that you miss the most about living in a free world?
I think I miss Chennai and I miss my brother a lot.
Is
Those are
he
the
is he
two
in
things.
Chennai?
No.
Is
He
he?
is working. No. He's at the border. He's working. He's not in Chennai. But Chennai,
Hmm.
as in because I've been there for quite some time now. So everything, I mean, everything is available for me there, like the training, the physical workout, my coaches. So I think I miss Chennai on that note. But yeah, I miss my brother.
Mm. And as a sports person, do you think that this period, in many ways, is transformational? This pause that we are in, do you think this is transformational?
Transformational, as in, I mean,
Is
on a
it
personal
transforming you?
surface.
Is it making you a, yeah, is it making you a better person, or is it making you think things about world, people, places, situations, events, incident, introspection, more introspection than you have done before?
I think yes, because this particular period when we are not able to go anywhere and we are bound to be at a place. I think it is more in developing some skills and trying to do the things that we have been left off with. I mean, there are lots of things, a lot of people would have been not been able to catch up with their family because of work and work. So I think this is a good time for them to do that. For me as well, been traveling so much that I didn't get time to spend with my family. So I think this is the time I
Mm-hmm.
would be, spending more with them, getting to know them better. So yeah, I think this
Mm-hmm.
is a kind of a transformation period.
Someone has given you a lovely compliment saying what a great ambassador of the sport. Before we end, Ella, let me do a quick fire round with you. I'll start
Okay,
out by
sure.
asking what's your favorite food?
Chicken biryani.
Okay. And where would you say the chicken biryani is the best?
I think my mom cooks the best. So yeah, I love that.
Okay, mom's cooking. A movie that you would watch again and again and again.
जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा.
Okay. Any Tamil film that you would watch again and again?
Tamil film, Ayan. It's a film by Surya. So yeah,
Okay, and who's your favorite actor? Is it Surya?
Surya. Yes.
Favorite actress?
Nayantara. So she's a Tamil
Okay,
actress.
okay. If there was someone who was to play Ella in a movie, who would you like that to be?
I never really gave it a thought, so I really don't know.
How many times did you practice your autograph to make it perfect?
Okay, so I think I was in eighth or seventh standard when I started practicing autographs. So it's been a long journey.
Okay, autograph or selfie? What do you prefer?
Selfie.
And why?
It's a photographic memory, so it would be more preservable. So I think I would stick to photograph.
Apart from gun, a gadget you would like to own? A dream gadget?
A dream gadget, okay. Not really any such thing. I mean, I'm not that a gadget person, so
One skill of Gagan apart from shooting? that you would like to pick up? Skin, behavior, anything that about Gagan that you would like to pick up?
The way he guides, I mean, the way he makes me understand things, I think that would be one thing I would really like to learn from him.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was a question that I didn't ask you previously. One inspiration quote.
Believe in yourself. That's what I told that.
Oh, you said believe in yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And yeah, small bore or big bore. What is it that you're going to do in the future?
Small bow.
Okay. One cricketer that you like.
MSD.
Okay. So there are many questions about MS Dhoni going on. Is it because he's a part of the Chennai team? Chennai
No,
IPL team?
I really like him. I mean, that is the reason. I mean, Chennai is of no, not because of that. But yeah, I really like him a lot.
If you were to meet MS Dhoni, what would you tell him? Or maybe what is that one suggestion you would like to give him?
I think I'll be awestruck for some time. And there'll be I'll require some time. I'll be awestruck. So
and you won't talk for that moment.
Yeah, I'll not be able to talk.
Okay. What about MS Dhoni? You find exciting and you know, something to look up to?
His collection of bikes. I've really been fond of his collection of bikes. I've been following him for quite some time now, and I really like his bike collections.
Okay, and would Ella like to own a collection of bikes like MS Dhoni?
Definitely.
Or a collection of cars?
No,
so are you a biker as well?
Yes, I do drive. So yeah, I think bike.
You drive or you ride?
I ride.
You drive or you ride? Okay. And what bikes do you prefer?
Duke. I really like that one.
Okay. And in the future, would you like to have a collection of them in your garage?
Definitely.
What are the top 5 bikes that you would like to have if you had a collection of bikes?
I really haven't thought about it. I really want to have bikes. I really haven't thought about the 5.
Okay, Ella, thank you very much for joining us on that chat. Hope you fill your garage with bikes and your trophy cabinet with lots and lots of medals. And we will wish that at the end of this lockdown period, you get a chance to shoot at the Olympics next year or whenever it happens. Thank you very, very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me over. Thank you.
Thank you.